get your tickets to the musical Dirty Rotten Scoundrels at the OCT. Au revoir.
Hi, I'm Dr. Manal Fakori. I know our city is only as great as our most vulnerable citizens, and that's why we must partner with local organizations to fight the rising numbers of homeless people. By shifting to a housing-first approach that centers on getting folks back on their feet and getting them the help they need, we can turn the tide. I believe in taking action and working hard to solve our problems. On September 21st, vote to reduce homelessness. Vote for Dr. Manal Fakori for Mayor of Ocala.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back on a Wednesday. It is Ocala Talks. You know, you're at your wit's end. You got a baby crying in the middle of the night. They've been crying for hours. You've done everything you can think of. Everything's as it should be that you can see, but the baby's still miserable. And guess what? So are you. A new survey from Perigo reveals mom's biggest struggles and concerns when it comes to caring for an infant with colic or cow's milk allergy. We're joined by pediatrician and parenting expert Dr. Jen Trachtenberg. She joins us to discuss some of the findings and provide advice to these struggling families. Dr. Jen, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Let's talk about this survey for a moment and its findings. What surprised you the most about this survey and the findings?
So really what stood out to me is that 76% of moms said they would pay almost anything to really help provide relief to their babies with colic or cow's milk allergy. It really just highlights the stress and the struggles that parents have when it comes to these issues regarding colic and cow's milk allergy or CMA.
72% would any kind of results. We don't care. We just want it to go. We just want the crying to stop. Wow. That's a big number. That's a big number. Let's take a step back. Can you explain what colic or cow's milk allergy is exactly?
Certainly. So colic is defined as excessive crying and distress in an otherwise healthy baby. And we use this rule of 3 to describe colic. And it's crying for about 3 hours a night, 3 days a week at least, starts approximately about 3 weeks of age and can last up to 3 months. So it's quite a long time. And the causes of colic, we really don't know really what causes most colic. But some of the potential contributing factors may be an immature digestive tract, poor feeding techniques, overfeeding, underfeeding, and food sensitivities. But we do know that a reason for some colic in babies is from cow's milk allergy. And that often has other symptoms as well, such as vomiting, diarrhea, and even skin rashes. And this is treatable. We manage it by either eliminating dairy from mom's breastfeeding, or we give baby a hypoallergenic special formula.
So then, while it is stressful, through certain techniques, it can be curable. Then, is what you're saying?
Right, for certain different kinds. So colic in general goes away on its own, but if you have something like CMA or cow's milk allergy, there are manageable steps, and using a hypoallergenic formula is something that can be done.
Okay, you keep saying hypoallergenic formula. That just sounds expensive to me. Are they budget-friendly options for this, or is it something that's expensive?
Sure, well, it is a specialty formula, and in fact, brand name hypoallergenic formulas can cost up to 3 times more than your standard formula. And parents do cite that as a complaint, as obviously makes sense, right? But Perrigo Nutrition, the makers of all store brand formula, just introduced a new generic hypoallergenic infant formula that compares in nutrition to brand names Nutramigen and Alimentum. And in fact, store brand hypoallergenic infant formula is clinically tested to manage cow's milk allergy, but also help to avoid colic in babies with cow's milk allergy as well. So really what all that means is that for listeners, that they can save up to $75 a month using this new hypoallergenic store brand formula without compromising quality.
$75 a month. If I do the quick math, that saves them $750 and $900 a year, which is quite the savings. What advice would you give, though, as a pediatrician and all, to the tired and scared parents of babies that are suffering from colic or cow's milk allergies?
Sure. So colic can be very overwhelming for parents. So here are some tips to help soothe your baby. First of all, get a few swaddle blankets. Swaddling a baby can be really, really helpful, as well as white noise. So that's either like running the vacuum cleaner or a white noise machine or app can be very helpful, and even an infant carrier. So you hold baby close to your chest, and the movement is also very soothing to baby. Also, speak to your pediatrician if you do have a need or questions about changing your formula. They can really help in that department. Tummy time for your baby can also be quite helpful for colic as well, too. And, of course, really help get from your friends, your family, extended neighbors, anyone that can help out so you can get some rest as well, especially those first few months of life. If you do have a colicky baby, can be really helpful.
Yeah, I would think just getting some extended family help or neighbors or friends just to give you a break for an hour or so a day would go a long way in helping relieve the stress of the adults in this situation.
It really does, because it can be really stressful when you have that baby crying. You just feel like there's nothing you can do. So just having a moment to yourself, like you said, an hour, having a break can really make a difference. So then you can recharge and try these other techniques that can really help baby as well too.
There's not a whole lot of difference. I had a mother that was bedridden before she passed. In the last couple of years of her life, my sister likened it, who was taking care of her, likened it to the first 2 years of my niece's life. She said, you know, I brought a baby into this world and had to deal with the ins and outs of colic and irritability and everything, and now I'm doing the same thing with my mom, and she's going out of the world. So there's some stressors across the board that go against both. Hey, where can moms find the resources they need to take care of the babies, but not only the babies, doctor, themselves?
Right. So if they want more information, they can go to storebrandformula.com to learn more and get some more tips.
Storebrandformula.com. We've been talking to Dr. Jen about ways to help you alleviate the stress when your baby's been crying for hours. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us this Wednesday morning.
Great. Thank you for having me.
You know, that's some very good tips on how to deal with babies that may not be in the best mood. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you know, you got the situation where the baby's just not, you know, and it's crying. You don't know why it's crying. Now you can see it maybe suffering from colic or a milk allergy. Milk allergies are a big deal. Luckily, I didn't have a milk allergy. My younger sister did, and milk allergies are no fun, and you know, it can be very stressful for parents and the baby if they suffer from milk allergies. So. That was very good information by Dr. Jen. Coming up, hour number 2 of the show. It's on the way. We're going to talk about what the county commission decided about your millage rate. We got some answers for that today. Plus, you know, sports betting is the deal off or on in Florida. Well, it's supposed to be on, but could it be off again? It's facing some court challenges. We'll look into that in hour number 2. Plus, standardized testing. Man, I got some views about standardized testing. We'll talk about what Governor DeSantis' views are on standardized testing as well, coming up in the show today. Plus, the sheriff, his mobile command unit, we'll see where he stands on wanting that unit right now as well. All that yet to come on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM. You're listening to us on a Wednesday, a hump day edition. You know, one of these days, it's going to be a lot easier because we'll be over the hump day, so it'll be closer to the weekend, make it a lot easier on everybody involved. We'll be right back after this short timeout. WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Democrat Gavin Newsom avoided a recall vote in California, winning roughly two-thirds of the vote. His closest competitor, Republican Larry Elder, has given his concession speech. There were nearly 1 million votes that went to other candidates.
The reason we started this campaign is because Governor Gavin Newsom was sitting up there at the French Laundry restaurant with lobbyists who contributed to his campaign, with the people who drafted the mandates that they were violating.
The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division is reporting South Carolina police have arrested a man who allegedly conspired with Alex Murdaugh. He's the high-profile attorney whose wife and son were murdered in a double shooting back in June. Police allege the plot was to shoot the father and get millions in life insurance payouts to his living son. 61-year-old Curtis Edward Smith faces charges of assisted suicide and conspiracy to commit insurance fraud in connection with the case. USA Radio News.
Nielsen says more than 30 million Americans are now tuning in